Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, we will try to finish our remaining article of the Science and Technology section of April month vision. So we'll start with our article, that is updates on various aspects of COVID-19. Okay. So first subsection is transmission, testing and prevention methods. First, vertical transmitted infection. So, what do you mean by vertically transmitted infection? So, when infection is transmitted from a mother to a child, this transmission is known as vertical transmission. Okay, so we'll see what is given over here. So, emerging evidences suggest of vertical transmission is probable in COVID-19. Vertical transmission refers to the transmission of an infection from a pregnant woman to her child. Remember, from a pregnant woman to her child. Okay, it can be antenatal, that is before birth, perinatal, that is weeks immediately prior to or after birth, or postnatal, that is after birth. Transmission might occur across the placenta, in the breast milk, or through direct contact during or after birth. Among infections of which vertical transmission has been known to happen are HIV, Zika, rubella and the herpes virus. ICMR has issued a guideline for management of pregnant women in COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so we had seen about the vertically transmitted infection. So basically, when infection is transmitted from a mother to a child, it is known as vertical transmission. It may happens through placenta, breast milk or direct contact. Okay, we'll move ahead and see about the pool testing. So ICMR issued an advisory for using pool samples for testing of COVID-19. In a pool testing algorithm, samples of multiple individuals are put together in a tube and screened through the RT-PCR test. Basically, we know that Indian population is very large, so conducting tests are really burden for a health section. So we are looking for the various technologies or various other parameters for testing. So one of it is pool testing. Okay, in case the pool test turns out to be positive, the individual sample are tested, which is referred to as pool deconvolution. If there is no positive result, all individual samples in the pool are regarded as negative. Taking up the individual samples and testing every sample is really tedious process. So to skip that process, we have chosen this pool testing. Okay, ICMR has advised that while more than 2 samples can be pulled together, the number should not exceed 5 samples to avoid sample dilution. Okay, this method can be used in areas where the prevalence of COVID-19 is low, which means a positive rate of less than 2%. In areas with a positivity rate between 2 to 5%, sample pooling of PCR screening may be considered in a community survey of surveillance among asymptomatic individual. Okay, so we had seen about the pool testing. Basically, when the result of the COVID positive is low, then only we'll use this pool testing method. Okay, in this method we take samples of the community or more than one individual and then mix them all and then test. If it results into positive, then only individual testing will carried out. Otherwise, we'll consider that whole sample as negative and skip it. Okay, next is Feluda test. So it is a paper-based test strip developed by CSIR scientists to detect the new coronavirus within an hour. The test uses the cutting-edge gene editing tool CRISPR-Cas9 to target and identify the genomic sequences of the novel coronavirus in the sample of suspected individuals. Okay, so failure test is one of the innovative tests in which the cutting edge gene editing tool is used, and tool name is CRISPR-Cas9. It basically look to the sequence of corona-19 virus, and if he found as the corona-19 presence in the sample, then it immediately result into positive. Okay, it will give result into an hour, so it is really a beneficial technology. Okay, next is Chitra Gene Lamp N. Okay, it is a diagnostic test kit that can confirm COVID-19 in 2 hours at low cost. Okay, so Feluda test gives us result in an hour, but it is costly. But on the other hand, Chitra Gene Lamp N, it gives you result in 2 hours, but it is less cost. It has a less cost. Okay, next, it has been developed by Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute for Medical Science and Technology, Trivandrum, under the Department of Science and Technology. It detects the N gene of SARS-CoV-2 using reverse transcription loop mediated amplification of viral nucleic acid, that is RT-LAMP technology, and can detect 2 regions of the gene, which will ensure that the test does not fail even if one region of a viral gene undergoes mutation during its current spread. Okay, look, this all technology or this all test you have to remember, because it may useful in writing your answer, during writing your answer. Okay, so we have seen 2 tests. First is Feluda test, second is Chitra Gene Lamp N. Okay, next is NCOV Sense. Okay, that is NCOV-SENSES. So Department of Science and Technology has funded Module Innovations, a Pune-based healthcare startup, to develop rapid antibody test device for detecting COVID-19 with a 10 to 15 minute test. It is aimed at detecting the IgG and IgM. Now, what is IgG? So it is a immunoglobulin G protein. Okay, and IgM is immunoglobulin M protein or antibody. Okay, so in the last video we have seen about this antibodies and all. Okay, so I hope you have remembered it. So when we were study about the active immunity and passive immunity, in that sequence we have seen about this antibodies. Okay, so it aims at detecting the IgG and IgM antibodies generated in the human body upon the onset of viral infections, and is targeted against the spike protein, making it specific for COVID-19. Okay, next is COVID sample collection KISOC, that is COV-SAC. Okay, so the unit has been developed by Defense Research and Development Laboratory, that is DRDL, in consultation with the doctors of Employees State Insurance Corporation, Hyderabad. The COV-SAC is a KISOC for use by healthcare workers for taking COVID-19 samples from suspected infected patients. The KISOC is automatically disinfected without the need for human involvement, making the process free of infection spread. Okay, so remember, KISOC is automatically disinfected without the need of a human involvement, making the process free of the infection spread. The shield screen of KISOC cabin protects the healthcare worker from the aerosol or droplet transmission while taking the sample. This reduces the requirements of a personal protection equipment, that is PPE kit, changed by healthcare workers. Okay, Next is acrylosob. Okay, so it is a highly efficient super absorbent material for liquid respiratory and other body fluid solidification and disinfections for the safe management of infected respiratory secretions. It is designed and developed by scientists at Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute of Medical Sciences and Technology, an autonomous institute under the Department of Science and Technology. It can absorb liquid at least 20 times more than its dry weight and also contain a decontaminant for in situ disinfection. This technology reduces the risk for the hospital staff, the need for the personnel for disinfection and cleaning the bottles and canisters for reusing them, and makes the disposal safe and easier. So basically acrylo soap is just like a pad which can absorb the things, and what specifically, so liquid respiratory things, okay, means whichever secretions happen from the patient, it is used to clean those all things, okay, and it is also used to clean up the bottles and canisters for reuse purposes, okay. Next is Karmi Bot. So it is a robot developed by government hospital in Ernakulam, Kerala, to serve food and medicines to coronavirus patients with an aim to reduce risk of infections for doctor and health workers. The robot is developed by ASI MOV Robotics, a company working under Maker Village of Kerala startup mission. So basically Karmibot is used to avoid the direct connection or direct contact between the patient and the health worker. It will use to serve the food and all the stuff which patients may require, okay. So till now we have seen about the transmission testing and prevention methods. So first we saw vertically transmitted infections, okay. So what was it? So basically when infection transmitted from the mother to child, it is known as vertical transmission. Then we saw about the pool testing, in which more than one samples were taken and gathered together, and then test was happen. If any test will result into positive, then only individual tests were carried out, okay. Then we saw about the Feluda test, okay. So Feluda test is a paper based test strip developed by CSIR scientists. Is basically use the cutting edge gene editing tool and CRISPR Cas9, okay, and it gives a result in an hour. On the other hand, Chitra gene lamp N, it gives you result in 2 hours, but it is less costly, okay. Then we saw about the NCOV sense, okay. The next was COVID sample collection Kisok. Next was acrylosoap. Acrylosoap was basically a super absorbent material which used to absorb the infected respiratory secretions, okay. And last we saw about the Karmi Bot. So Karmi Bot was basically a robot which is used to serve the patients, okay, and it reduces the direct contact between the health worker and the patient, okay. Next is vaccines and other treatment methods, okay. So first is high level task force for vaccine and drug testing. The government has formed a high level task force for vaccine and the drug testing for coronavirus diseases. The objective of the task force is to speed up national and international efforts towards vaccine development to treat COVID-19. Department of Biotechnology would act as a nodal agency to identify the pathway for vaccine development, monitor progress of efforts at both national and international level in this area, and provide government facilitation. So basically task force is formed for speed up the national and international efforts towards the vaccine development for the COVID-19. Okay, and Department of Biotechnology would act as a nodal agency. Okay, next is Coroflu vaccine. It is being developed by Bharat Biotech Limited in partnership with University of Wisconsin Medicine and US based company Flugen, and will be in human trials by September 2020. It will be based on Flugen's flu vaccine candidate M2SR, in which gene sequences from the coronavirus SARS-CoV-2 will be inserted into the vaccine candidate to provide additional immunity against COVID-19. Okay, so Coroflu vaccine is used for improve the immunity, okay, against COVID-19. Coroflu, like M2SR, will be administered intranasally, mimicking the natural route of infection by coronavirus and influenza, and activates several modes of the immune system. So basically, Coroflu vaccine is used to increase the immunity of an individual so that he or she can fight against the COVID virus. Next is Prana Vayu. It is the closed loop ventilator developed by IIT Roorkee in collaboration with AIIMS Rishikesh, and is equipped with state of art features. Basically, we know that in this crisis situation, India is running out of the ventilation system. So in this area, this Pranvayu innovation can be proved very useful. The ventilator will be useful for a wide degree of congestions in the respiratory tract and is applicable for all age group patients, especially the elderly. Basically, we all know about what is the ventilators and what is the ventilation process. Okay. Additionally, it does not require compressed air for functioning and can be especially useful in cases when hospital wards or open area are converted into ICUs. Some additional features are remote monitoring by health professionals, touchscreen control of all operating parameters, moisture and temperature control for inhaled air. Okay, so these are some additional features. Next is Ruhadar. It is a low cost ventilator prototype using locally available materials developed by IIT Bombay, NIT Srinagar and Islamic University of Science and Technology, Pulwama, Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, it can provide adequate breathing support necessary to save the life of a critical ill COVID-19 patients. We have to remember these names like Pranvayu, Ruhadar. We can include these names into our answer. Okay. Next is Vital, that is ventilator interventions technology accessible locally. It is a new high pressure ventilator developed by NASA engineers and specially tailored to treat coronavirus patients. Vital can be built faster and maintained more easily than a traditional ventilator and is composed of a far fewer parts, many of which are currently available to potential manufacturers through existing supply chains. So in the subheading of vaccines and other treatment methods, we saw about the high level task force for vaccine and drug testing. Basically, it was formed to speed up the national and international efforts towards the vaccine development. Next was Corona flu vaccine. Corona flu vaccine was developed by Bharat Biotech Limited. Okay. Next we saw about the basically Corona flu vaccine is used to increase the immunity of an individual. Okay. Next was Pranvayu. So Pranvayu is a closed loop ventilator developed by IIT Roorkee. Next was Ruhadar, and the last was Vital, that is ventilator interventions technology accessible locally. Okay, we'll move ahead and see about the tracking and surveillance. So, COVID quarantine alert system. Department of Telecommunication and CDOT in coordination with telecom services providers have developed this application which automatically triggered an email or SMS if any identified corona positive person moves away from their quarantine location. So basically it is a location tracing. Okay, the system collates phone data including the device location on a common secure platform and alert the local agencies in case of a violation by COVID-19 patients under watch or in isolation. It is based on Kerala's geofencing app being used to track COVID-19 cases. Okay, so name is COVID quarantine alert system. Okay, it will alert the official machinery about the movement of COVID patient. Okay, next is National Analytical Platform for dealing with intelligent tracing, tracking and containment, that is NADI. Okay, developed by Center for Development of Advanced Computing, that is CDEC, as a data science based tool to make easy the task of tracking the movement of the COVID-19 patient or quarantine people across the country. Okay, the tool will also facilitate culling out the correct information from the confirmed or suspected patients who might have genuinely forgotten the places they had visited during the 2-3 weeks before being diagnosed with the infection or quarantine. Okay, so NADI is another important app. So it is the tool which facilitates culling out the correct information from the confirmed or suspected patient. Okay, so when he visited before tested positive, it also being gathered by using this NADI app. Okay, next is Sanyam app. In order to effectively track the home quarantine citizens and ensure they are actually staying in the home, a mobile application named Sanyam has been developed by Pune Municipal Corporation under Smart Cities mission. The mobile application has GPS tracking so that whenever quarantined citizens leave their home, city administration gets alert and the local ward or the local police station gets informed, who then visit the family. Okay. Next is supercomputer using artificial intelligence, machine learning, healthcare analytics based research COVID-19, that is SAMHAR. It was announced by Center for Developing of Advanced Computing, that is CDEC, under the aegis of National Computing Mission, a Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and Department of Science and Technology initiative in association with NVIDIA and OpenACC. The hackathon is open to researchers, academicians, MSMEs, startup and industries with an objective to bring out innovation and implementable ideas for protection, forecasting and building healthcare model that could revolutionize the way we interpret science of pandemic outbreak using artificial intelligence technology on supercomputers. So basically Samhar is a platform which provide or allow various researchers, academicians, MSM and startup and industries to come together and discuss the ideas for prediction, forecasting and building healthcare models. Okay, so under the heading of tracking and surveillance, we saw about the COVID quarantine alert system, which basically alert the officials regarding the movement of the COVID positive patient. Then we saw about the NADI. Okay, NADI basically facilitate the machinery or the officials about the movement of the COVID positive patient, means before he was tested positive, when he visited, this all information can be gathered by using the NADI app. Then Sanyam app, Sayam app also used to track the patient, and it is basically developed by the Pune Municipal Corporation under Smart City Mission. And last was Samhar. So Samhar basically provide a platform to various researchers, academicians, MSME and startup and industries to discuss and implement innovative ideas for prediction, forecast and building healthcare models. Our next heading is awareness generation and grievance redressal. So first is COVID Gyan website. It aims to fight misinformation around coronavirus disease and will provide factual aspect of this pandemic outbreak on to the public domain. The initiative is started by Tata Institution of Fundamental Research, Indian Institute of Science and Tata Memorial Center. So basically we are looking about the awareness generation. Okay, in that section first is COVID Gyan website. So it used to curb the fake news about this disease. Okay, so it's basically aimed to fight misinformation around coronavirus disease. Okay, next is Prakriti, that is prediction and assessment of corona infections and transmission in India. It is a web-based dashboard developed by IIT Delhi researchers for predicting the spread of COVID-19 in India. It gives detailed state-wise and district-wise predictions of COVID-19 cases in India based on the R0 values of each district and state available from multiple sources. R0 refers to the number of people to whom the disease spread from a single infected person. Remember, R0 refers to the number of people to whom the disease spreads from a single infected person. The distinguishing feature of the model developed by the IIT Delhi researchers in the inclusion of the effect of movement of population across district or state borders in the spread of COVID-19. So first we saw about the COVID Gyan website. This basically curbs the fake news about the coronavirus disease, whereas Prakriti gives us a actual number of the corona positive patients. Okay, next is National Monitoring Dashboard on COVID-19 Grievances. It is developed by Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances in pursuance of the recommendations of the empowered group of officers constituted under the Disaster Management Act 2005 on public grievances and suggestions to ensure timely implementation of COVID-19 response activities. Okay, it aims at addressing grievances of central government and state government or union territories. Okay, so basically National Monitoring Dashboard on COVID-19 grievances is a grievance redressal mechanism of the state and the central government. The nature of the grievances are related to quarantine facilities, lockdown, not being adhered to, essential supplies, examinations, rescheduling of the interest payment of loan, evacuation request from the foreign countries. Okay, so these are the subjects under which grievances can be filed. Next is COVID India Seva, launched by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for providing real-time solutions to COVID-19 related queries. People can post their queries to the COVID India Seva Twitter handle for getting swift replies from the team of trained experts. This initiative is aimed at enabling transparent e-governance delivery at large scale, especially in crisis situations like the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so COVID India Seva is basically a Twitter handle which can be used to solve the queries related to COVID-19. Okay, and its main aim is to enable transparent e-governance delivery. Okay, Next is Student Helpline Portal. It has been launched by All India Council for Technical Education, that is AICTE, to help students facing problem from lockdown and COVID-19 pandemic. It connects help seeking students with education institutions who are willing to support them and will play a major role in addressing the challenges faced by students such as hostel accommodation, online classes, examination, scholarship, health, etc. So student helpline portal is exclusively for the students, which is useful to solve the queries of the student regarding their hostel facilities or accommodation, online classes, examination, scholarship, health, etc. Next is Yukti portal. Young India combating COVID with knowledge, technology and innovation. It's a full form of a Yukti portal. Is a unique portal and dashboard to monitor and record the efforts and initiative of Ministry of HRD, means Human Resource Development. The portal helps in critical issues related to student promotion policies, placement related challenges and physical and mental well-being of students in these challenging times. Okay, so Yukti portal is important to face the physical and mental well-being of student, means challenges which students are facing during this lockdown, as well as student promotion policies and placement related issue being dealt by Yukti portal. Next is Lockdown Learners, launched by United Nations Office of Drug and Crime. It is a series of online dialogue with students and educators in India on COVID-19 and its impact on SDGs, peace and the rule of law. Developed under the Education for Justice Initiative, that is E4J, a component of the global program for the implementation of the Doha Declaration. This dialogue aimed to sensitize students on concern of vulnerable groups and issues such as cybercrime, misinformation, gender-based violence, discrimination and corruption, among others. The Education for Justice Initiative seeks to prevent crime and promote a culture of lawfulness through education activities designed for primary, secondary and tertiary level. The Lockdown Learner series also provide a platform for students to receive mentorship and knowledge support through activities based learning and to use their talents and skills to promote awareness and share ideas and solutions to address some of these problems. So basically Lockdown Learner is launched by United Nations Office of Drug and Crime, and its main aim is to conduct a dialogue with students and educators in India on COVID-19 and its impact on SDG, peace and rule of law. It also seeks to prevent crime and promote a culture of lawfulness. Okay. It also provides a platform for students to receive mentorship and knowledge support through activity based learning. So it is all about the Lockdown Learners. Next is Kisan Rath mobile app. It has been launched by Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and developed by the National Informatics Center. It will facilitate farmer and trader in searching transport vehicle for primary and secondary transportation for movement of agriculture and horticulture produce. Primary transportation would include movement from farm to mandis, FPO collection center and warehouses, etc. Secondary transportation would include movement from mandi to intrastate or interstate mandis, processing units, railway station, warehouse and wholesaler, etc. This app also facilitates traders in transportation of perishable commodities by reefers or refrigerated vehicles. So it is one of the most important app, Kisan Rath mobile app. It basically facilitates the farmer to sell its produce, and it provide a contact detail or provide a connection for transportation facilities. Okay, so under the heading of awareness generation and grievance redressal, we saw about the COVID Gyan website, which basically developed to tackle with the fake news. Then we saw about the Prakriti was basically a app which can give us, or platform which can give us a exact number of the state of the COVID patient inside the state. Okay, and it basically calculates the R0 values, and R0 refers to the number of people to whom the disease spread from a single infected person. Then we saw about the National Monitoring Dashboard on COVID-19 grievances. Basically it is a grievance redressal platform. Then next was COVID India Seva. So it was aimed to enabling transparent e-governance. Okay, it is basically a Twitter handle for getting the swift reply from the team of trained expert regarding the COVID-19 queries. Okay, next was Student Helpline Portal. It is exclusively for the students which need help in this crisis situation. Next was the Yukti portal. So Yukti portal is a unique portal dashboard to monitor and record the efforts of initiative of Ministry of HRD. Next was Lockdown Learner. So Lockdown Learner was basically developed by United Nations Office of Drug and Crime, and its main aim is to conduct a series of online dialogues with Indian students and educators on the impact of SDG, peace and rule of law due to COVID-19. It also facilitates to prevent a crime and promote a culture of lawfulness. Last was the Kisan Rath mobile app. It is basically an app which facilitates farmers and traders in search of transport vehicles during this lockdown for primary and secondary transport. Now primary transport include movement from farm to mandi or farmer producing organization, that is FPO collection centers and warehouse, whereas secondary transportation includes interstate or intrastate movement of the commodities. Okay, next we'll see about the capacity building and promoting innovation. So first is integrated government online training, that is iGOT portal, launched on Ministry of HRD's Diksha platform for the capacity building of frontline workers to handle the pandemic efficiently. Courses on iGOT have been launched for doctors, nurses, paramedics, hygiene workers, technicians, auxiliary nursing midwives, state government officers, civil defense officers, various police organizations, National Cadet Corps, Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, National Service Scheme, India Red Cross Society, Bharat Scouts and Guides and other volunteers at the stage. So basically integrated government online training iGOT portal provides a guideline for the capacity building of frontier workers to handle the pandemic efficiently. Okay, next is integrated geospatial platform and Sahyog app. Department of Science and Technology, Government of India has created an integrated geospatial platform out of available geospatial dataset, standards based services and analytic tools to help decision making during the current COVID-19 outbreak and aid devising area specific strategies to handle the socio-economic impact in the recovery phase. Mobile application Sahyog as well as the web portal prepared and managed by the Survey of India has been customized to collect COVID-19 specific geospatial data sets through community engagement to augment the response activities by Government of India to the pandemic and will complement the Arogya Setu app. Okay, so Sahyog app basically complement the Arogya Setu app and it will help decision making during the current COVID-19 outbreak. Okay, it also aid area specific strategy to handle the socio-economic impact in the recovery phase. This integrated geospatial platform will strengthen the national health emergency management due to COVID-19 outbreak and support the socio-economic recovery process through the seamless provision of spatial data information and linkage between human, medical, technological infrastructure and natural resources. Next is Hack the Crisis India. It is an online hackathon launched to discover non-medical solution to stop the spread of COVID-19. This hackathon is a part of global initiative and is being organized by Hack a Cause India and FICCI Ladies Organization Pune and supported by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. So, Hack the Crisis India is launched to discover non-medical solutions. Okay, remember, for a non-medical solution to stop the spread of the COVID-19. Means it basically guides us regarding our habitual things. Okay. Next is Challenge COVID-19 Competition C3. It is launched by National Innovation Foundation India, an autonomous institute under the Department of Science and Technology. The aim is to invite creative ideas and innovations which can supplement the effort of the government in slowing or eliminating the spread further. Ideas are also invited for gainful engagement of people at home, healthy food and nutrition, and boosting immunity, especially at the time of lockdown. Personal protective equipment, that is PPEs, varying need of the different segment of the population during COVID-19, etc. So, Challenge COVID-19 Competition C3 launched by National Innovation Foundation India, that is NIF, and aim is to invite creative idea and innovation which can supplement the effort of the government to stop the COVID-19 further. Okay, so under the heading of capacity building and promoting innovation, we saw first iGot portal, then Sahyog app, next was Hack the Crisis India, and last was Challenge COVID-19 Competition. So this is all about the science and technology section of April 2020. I hope you have understand and learned many new things. Remember, asking question is the knowledge of all the sources. Thank you very much.